hey everybody, we're back here. I know it's been a while since I've done a review, and I was working with this review a while, and I've been setting some things up and trying to work on getting some things to help out the review a little bit. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a review here of a liquid that was given to me. Now, on Vaping Underground, they had asked for reviewers, but they had actually approached me. I personally I would rather vendors approach me to do a review than me approach them and say, hey, I want to do a review, give me some free liquid. I don't like that. Usually what I do is I will approach a vendor and say, I want to do a review. Do I have your permission? I'm going to put an order in either way, but I'd like to have your blessing on it. So, and most vendors are pretty good, and then usually they throw in samples. But I think a lot of these vendors that I've done so far typically send in samples of their e-liquids with most orders for new customers and things like that. And I did sign up for new accounts with them. So moving on here, what we have is Pegasus Vapor. Okay, there's their bottle. Okay, I'll actually take a picture of it and put it up. The bottles are great. I've never had a glass bottle before. Never had a glass bottle with a dripper before. So it was interesting. The presentation of the entire package was really good. I got 5 bottles. They were in like a shredded paper almost in a design box, and then they were inside a USPS shipping box. One of the things I felt is that the price of the liquid is a little bit on the steeper side. Now, if you're using something like let's say an Ego or Clearos or anything like that. Sorry, I had to think for a second. At Clearos or anything, $10.99 for 15 mils isn't going to be a big deal. It's going to be once a week, once every 2 weeks, you're going to use a bottle. For dripper, even the ones I didn't like, I went through a lot. I go through a lot just dripping. Right now, I'm using a dual coil because the single coil just didn't seem to be doing these juices any good. So I built a dual coil for this review, and not that I don't like dual coils, I'm just more of a single coil. I go through less juice that way. Thought about putting them in the sub tank to see what they were like, but they would have sucked down the juice. And for $10.99 for 15 mils, it's a little bit on the steeper side. Now it's only about $1 over some of the vendors I've reviewed, but overall that's 5-6 cents more a mil. So every time you drip, you're throwing so much money away. But the presentation was done well. So in that respect, it wasn't bad to pay for that. There was a heat shrink wrap around the top here. It took me forever to get it open. There was no easy pull tab, so it is childproof. These childproof tops are ridiculously childproof. They're probably idiot-proof too, because I can't get into them sometimes. These are more of a tank liquid or a tank bottle because I can't drip and drive with these. And typically and I'm just going to grab one here. Typically with one I've had in the past, just use your hand, undo the top, and you could drip. I'm not actually dripping that I'm just dripping it onto the top of another bottle just to pretend. But with this one, it ain't happening. So you stop at the stoplight, pull your drip tip out, and you go. But then it's drippy. It drips a lot. You move your hand the wrong way. It squeezes the rubber tip. So it's not a good drip and drive. So these are good tank liquids. I would have liked to have tried them in a tank, but I didn't get to that. But from what I've seen with my plume veil versus like my sub tank or my K fun, I don't think that there's that much of a difference. The difference with the plume veil versus the 2 tanks would be a hotter, more voluminous vape, especially with dual coil. So in that respect, we're going to get down to it. But again, like I said, the presentation and the child safety, if every child safety top was like this, we'd be in a lot better shape, especially for saying children can't get to it. Not that there's anything wrong with the plastic bottles. We all love the plastic bottles. And I could do a test and ask my daughter to try to open it because I doubt she will. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get started with the first one. And the first one is going to be Vulcan Smoke. I had them all lined up how I wanted to do them, and I have it all messed up. So yeah, Vulcan Smoke. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back here with Vulcan Smoke by Pegasus Vape, rather. What this is it is a 3070 PGVG, 6 milligram nicotine. They gave me a 15 ml bottle. The description is, this is a pleasant combination of rich tobacco, caramel, vanilla, and a touch of whipped cream. Will surely fire up your taste buds. Soon, you too will control the powers of Inferno. Recommended for those looking for Pegasus Vape's take on a traditional tobacco smoke flavor with a twist. They really have to reread that first sentence. This pleasant combination of rich tobacco, caramel, vanilla, and a touch of whipped cream. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds like a run-on, but I'm not an English major, so. This sounds to me like it's going to be an RY4. Yes, I've already tried it. There's some missing. It is a 0.78 ohm, a 0.79 ohm build, 30 watts, 4.86 volts. So it's a little bit on the lower side. I turned it down a little bit because I just wanted to try it at lower. Especially with dual coils, it gets warmer quicker. Can bump it up a little bit. Now we're at 40 watts. 5.62 volts. There we go. Okay. 5.58 volts. Okay. I wouldn't say that this is a different kind of tobacco caramel RY4 flavor. This is it comes across just plain old RY4. I don't get a touch of vanilla or whipped cream, other than the creamy flavor of an RY4. All I knew RY4 to be was always like a caramel tobacco. So if that's what they were going for in RY4, which it sounds like, that's what this is. Not much of a twist to it. I get a creamy note at the end like I do with most RY4s. So I'm going to give this a yellow light only because it is what they say it is. It's an RY4 per se. It's not really robust. It's not really bold. It's just an RY4. So I'm going to give it a yellow light because personally I like RY4s, but this one just isn't doing it for me. I don't know if it's there's not a strong caramel like I'm used to with the RY4s. So I'm more of a caramel with the caramel tobacco. I like to taste the caramel more than the tobacco. But so Pegasus Vape's Vulcan Smoke gets a yellow light. If you're into RY4s, this would be one to give a shot, give it a try to. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next one. Here we go. Okay. We're back here with Heine's Coconut from Pegasus Vapes. Or Pegasus Vape, rather. It's a 3070 PGVG mix with a mixed strength of 6 milligram. The description on the website says, bring it up here. It says Heine, short for Heine Mo I2, I massacred that name, played a critical role in the acquisition of coconuts for humankind. After the death of her jealous husband, Tuna, His severed head was buried, and the first coconut tree sprouted at his gravesite. This delicious coconut nectar pays tribute to the sand beaches and tropical atmosphere where this love quarrel took place. This is a delicious blend of sweet coconut shavings and pineapple, serves as Pegasus Vape's take on the traditional pina colada. So, obviously, it's a pina colada. So, this is their version of a pina colada. So, what I'm going to do here is quick top her off. One thing I do have to say is the first inhale you get when you first try this is breathtaking. It's real strong, real in your face, so I took that off camera so that I didn't cough and hack right on camera. It's got a very strong throat hit, so. Okay. This is a really good pina colada. I gotta clean out my drip tip. It's starting to acquire. I get a sense of like an alcohol flavor. So like an alcohol style throat hit. So I don't know if that's one of the flavors in it. Honestly, I taste pineapple and coconut. I never thought, I've tried quite a few pina coladas before, and I was never a big fan of them. This one I have to say I am a fan of. So let's top her off here. Top her off and take a few more vapes and talk about it a little bit more. Okay. All right. What can I say? It's a lot of vapor in your face. Sorry. It's a good pina colada. It's very well. It's a very good mix. It's got a strong flavor like a pina colada drink. I've only had a few pina coladas in my lifetime. I'm more of a beer drinker or a Jameson drinker, but I've had pina coladas before, and this is actually really close. I'm going to give this one a green light. This is a very good pina colada, and it is what they say it is. So this is a very good all-day vape. I could see myself vaping this all day, but I can't see it ending up in a tank. Problem with tanks is I gotta like the juice and I can refill it and keep going a couple times. This would probably be a one-day vape and then move on to something else and come back to it. I actually did vape this for an entire day. You can see the bottle's 3/4 empty, or 3/4 full. I did vape this for an entire day, Monday, 8 to 4:30 at work. I find it to be a little bit, towards the end, you kind of start to lose the flavor, but it's still really good, but it's not something I can vape regularly. So that's a personal opinion there. That's not that it wouldn't be an all-day vape for somebody who likes pina colada. So that one's a green light. It is very good. It's a very good pina colada. So we're going to move on here. All right, we are back here with another one from Pegasus Vapes, and I'm going to massacre this name because I couldn't find a pronunciation. It's Tumeshian. Apparently they're bringing all their names and stuff from Greek mythology, which I guess Pegasus would, yeah. This is a 3070 PGVG 6 milligram nicotine. The description on the website is the highest rated juice boasts hints of apple pie, French vanilla deluxe, pie crust, rich caramel, and a dash of whipped cream. Much like the gigantic fox that was destined never to be caught, this flavor will keep you chasing for more. If you are looking for a rich dessert flavor that is filling yet suitable for an all-day choice, this one is right for you. Okay, so this is an apple pie, French vanilla kind of flavor. Assuming it's almost like an apple pie a la mode, so to speak. Well, yeah, pretty much. Now, the way they're describing it is that there should be French vanilla, there should be apple pie, pie crust, rich caramel, and some whipped cream. So, let's give it a shot. Oh, misaligned. It's the only thing bad about this. There we go. I'm hitting it at 40 watts right now. I might turn it down. Juice in my mouth. Something with this drip tip always gets juice in my mouth. It collects the condensation. Just turn it down a little bit. Let's go even further down. Let's go down to 20 watts. 20 watts. There we go. 20 watts. That's 4 volts. All right, I'm getting apple. Some kind of funky pie crust. Let me take a swig. I wouldn't say that it's a pie crust, but you can taste what they're going for. For the pie crust, it's not cinnamony. I don't know. There's like a dull flavor sitting there. I get no French vanilla, no caramel whatsoever. That might be the dull flavor. The caramel might be the dull flavor, but I'm not getting caramel. I'm getting apple with a rugged, bland taste. Let me top her off and go back up to 40 watts. Childproof caps, awesome. This seems to be my problem with a lot of the vendors I've tried. Their top sellers don't seem to be right for me. There we go. Now we're up to 40. Maybe a hint of French vanilla in there. Let me try something. Now I got a little caramel through my nose. I can smell it. See, now that the apple keeps tickling my throat. There's a lot of apple flavors out there, and every one of them tickles my throat for whatever reason. Like I get a sour apple Jolly Rancher. If I inhale while I'm sucking on one of them, it gives me that. All right, I get the caramel. I get the apple. I'm just not tasting the French vanilla or like a pie crust. And there's no cream to this whatsoever. Let's see, maybe it says a touch, and that's why I'm not tasting it. A dash of whipped cream. Maybe that's why I'm not tasting it, because it's meant to be so subtle. Sorry about that. I'm blowing it right over my tongue. All I'm getting is apple pie. Well, apple. Not apple. I wouldn't say apple pie, because crust would be in with that. I'm getting an apple and a pie and a caramel. So, um, it's not a bad flavor, but it gets a yellow light because it isn't what I can't taste everything in it that they're saying is in it. Um, One thing boosts the French vanilla a little bit. The whipped cream might pop a little bit. I'm not getting a pie crust whatsoever. So, uh, Tumeshian, it's getting a yellow light. It's an okay flavor. It's not the greatest. It's not something I would personally pick up again, but it's not bad. I could probably vape the rest of this. Again, it would be in a dripper. I wouldn't be able to stand it all day. Yeah, Tumeshian. It's a yellow light. All right, we are back here with Immortal Lime from Pegasus Vapes. It is 3070 PGBG like the others and 6 milligram nicotine. So, what is Immortal Lime? Just a stab in the dark, I guess it's going to have some lime in it. Pegasus Vape offers their customers an immortal bond with this sacred juice in honor of their generosity and loyalty. Much like how Zeus granted Bacchus an eternal bond with Philemon for providing shelter to the gods, this delicate lime flavor will have you blessing its never-ending supply and accepting gratitude in exchange. So, it's a bond. Um, According to this, it only has lime in it. So let's see. Just taking a few hits on it before we started, and now there's juice in my drip tip. Oh, I gotta top it off. So, yeah. This tastes really good, by the way. Alright. There's definitely a lime flavor. I want to say there's might be a lemon even. There's the predominant flavor in this is lime. I'm hitting this at 40 watts. It seems to be dulled down pretty good on 20 and 30. Let's hit 30. There's 30 watts. Even on 30 watts, I'm getting a lemon flavor. I'm getting almost a ginger snap kind of flavor, like a cinnamon, maybe some ginger. Let me take a drink here a second. Sorry. This is a very good, very complex flavor. Uh, I can't. I tried vaping it all day. I can't do it. And the only reason I can't vape it all day is because it had me wanting more flavor and stuff. So I stopped vaping it at work, so I can vape it at home. So when I'm sitting back on the outside patio, or I'm sitting down and reading the news or anything like that, I can vape this, so I can just keep going and going and going. I want to say this is like a lime with like a cinnamon or a ginger snap. There's something in there that I can't quite put my finger on. Now these are the kinds of flavors I like. When there's something to it and it keeps you guessing. This one is really good, but I had it on my way into work one day, tossed it in the night before, vaped it before bed, got up in the morning, started driving to work. I kept needing it, and I actually burned my cotton. I had to change my cotton before I went into work, and we can no longer vape at work, so it seems to be suited better at 40 watts, at least on this build, almost 6 volts. Definitely a lime. Like I said, I get a hint of ginger, maybe cinnamon, something to round down the lime. Whatever it is, it's really good. It might even be a lemon lime flavor, but I'm not getting a real lemon lime a vape flavor, but it could be. Uh, Immortal Lime is definitely getting a green light. This is definitely a really good vape. Unfortunately, like I said, it keeps you wanting more. Like on this one, I would even tone down the nicotine if I reordered. I would tone down the nicotine so that I can vape it more, so I don't get nicotine high or anything. But it's really good. So it is a green light. It's a lime flavor. It's definitely a lime flavor. They don't tell you what else is in it because I guess they don't want to. Um, or maybe that's what it's supposed to do. There's a bond in here. There's something in here other than lime, and it's really good. So that Immortal Lime is a green light from me. Thank you. We will be right back with the final. With our final liquid from Pegasus Vape and my thoughts on the company. All right, we are back here with the last one, which is Aphrodite's Tears from Pegasus Vape. Okay, so Aphrodite's crying, and then we're catching the tears, and then we're vaping them. So what it is, as Aphrodite wept over the death of the beautiful Adonis, his tears hit the ground and formed as strawberries. This creamy strawberry liquid has since been known as the tears of temptation and seduction. Try and resist the pleasant combination of agreeable flavors as notes of strawberry swirl with whipped cream and a touch of marshmallow. Okay. So it is Aphrodite's tears, and it's supposed to be a seductive liquid. Because strawberries are known as being seductive, I guess, and Aphrodite and the stories there. I'm not 100% up on Greek mythology, but I'm not too bad there. So, let's go with some Aphrodite's Tears at 40 watts. Oh my goodness. This is going to sound weird. Oh my goodness. Let's try it again. That's at 30 watts. Sorry. Smooth vape in the camera. Wow. All right. I get a very good strawberry. It's a juicy fruit, a juicy strawberry fruit. It's not a candy strawberry, at least that I can tell. It's not a candy strawberry. It's close to the fruit. There's a little bit of sweetness to it, adding kind of giving it a strawberry candy flavor, but I think that would be the cream or the marshmallow. Cleanse my palate. Um, I say a touch of marshmallow, so I'm assuming that's what's sweetening this up really good. Um, Whipped cream, I get a cream in here. It's not your typical. It's not your typical strawberries and cream, like a very creamy cream, like it's almost like a strawberry shortcake cream. The marshmallow, I think, is the sweetness in it. Because it's a thick kind of sweetness. It's not a real thin, like sugary sweetness. It's definitely a strawberries and cream flavor, but it's a very unique strawberries and cream. It's not a. It's not a candy strawberries and cream. I don't know how to put it. It's not your typical strawberries and cream. It's a very delicious. It's a very complex strawberries and cream. This is one you definitely have to taste. If you're a strawberries and cream fan, you definitely have to taste this. It's very unique. I don't know that I've had one like this before. And I keep doing that. I keep interrupting my sentences with a vape. It is that good that I have to keep vaping it. Let me top her off here again. It's a very good strawberries and cream. I I can't say it's at all a candied strawberries and cream. Like it's one of the better ones I've tried. And it's just not your typical strawberries and cream. I think I get the whipped cream. I'm getting almost a strawberry shortcake kind of taste. Like there's a sugar over top of the strawberries and made into like a strawberry filling, but it's not a strong sugar taste like that. They put so much sweetener in it, and the sun just came out in my area. Um, it's a really good sweet cream. It's a really good one. This is a green light. This is definitely a green light. Aphrodite's Tears is definitely a green light, and it's a go ahead. It's definitely one you have to try if you're a strawberries and cream fan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up a little bit, and we're going to get back to the final talks about Pegasus Vape. All right, we're back here. Cleaned up a little bit, and we are ready to talk about Pegasus Vape. What I'm going to do is I'm maximizing my screen here, and I'm seeing some things with the the website, and I don't mean to nitpick, but I'm not one to have a full browser ever going, but I'm also not one for small print. So I zoom in using control zoom or control and scroll. And when I go to full screen, there is no gray border on the outside. But when I am in small screen, whether I'm at right now, I'm zoomed into 100%, and the gray side has seemed to have gone away. But the website could have been done a little bit better. I'm not, like I said, um, yeah, I scrolled in and now it's protruding out. Who the company that I guess they have a website builder through Illusion, um, it needs to be done a little bit better. A lot of people I know use this control scroll. The website, a lot of people have this. If you are under 18, click here. I hope for the life of me that these companies don't assume that that is a voucher that there's no verification to it. So when I do websites and it's got mature content, I always have some sort of age verification um, to enter the adult section. Usually they have to sign up for an account, put in a credit card, and the age is verified that way. If they don't want to put in a credit card, they could put in a United States license. If you're trying to sell overseas or something, there would be other ways. I haven't had that yet. The company itself, their presentation, like I said, the bottles, they're really good. Hard to drip with, so I'd probably exchange it into a different bottle or put them in tanks. The ones that I wouldn't put in tanks, I would save for an at-home vape. This I would probably fill a tank with. This is the Aphrodite's Tears. Got it right here. That'll be gone in a day or two. That would be definitely a tank liquid. Um, if you're not gonna use it in a tank, it's a stay-at-home vape. The packaging was just phenomenal. It was a box inside a box. Now it was a presentation box. Their liquids are $10.99, which is a little bit higher than I like to see. Um, Honestly, that's probably the extra bottle and packaging, but it's still a bit higher in price. But they do have subscription boxes, and this I thought, and I liked. Um, a, a, they only have, I believe, 10 flavors right now. I can go through and count them if you'd like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like they only have 10 flavors that they're advertising right now. So subscription box may not be the best way because you get a lot of repeats unless there are ones you like, and then you can tell, I guess, tell them what you want. The instructions for the subscription box is create a user ID and password, browse selections of fine e-liquids, go to subscription box page and choose preferred box and flavors, and then check out. Personally, if I were signing up for a subscription box monthly, I would want to see a variety of flavors. I wouldn't want to get the same ones over and over unless that's what I'm going to stick to. But they do have 3 different subscriptions, and they have 2 15 ml bottles, which is $21.99. So that brings the price down. No, it doesn't. Actually takes the price up. 2 15 ml bottles is $10.99. Is $21.98. So I'm paying a penny extra for 2 15 ml bottles to come monthly. I would probably rather just go and say, send me 2 mils and buy 2 15 ml bottles at that rate. It's called the Atlas box. It's perfect for those casually vape, enjoy the convenience and fulfilling their premium e-liquid needs. You will not receive the custom Pegasus Vape box with this subscription. We tried to be as environmentally friendly as possible, and mailing a large box for a small amount of product would be wasteful. If you would like a box with your mail, first month subscription in this box, the following months will receive the smaller box. All of our boxes are stuffing are recyclable. Request this box at checkout. So you don't get a box, you get just the liquid shipped to you for a penny more. They give you a monthly subscription. That I kind of think is something that needs to be rethought. The next one is the Asylum. Elysium. It's Elysium. For some odd reason, I'm drawing a blank on how to pronounce that. It's $41.99 for 4 15 ml bottles. Now that you're saving $43.96 for 4 bottles if you buy them separate. So you're saving $2, roughly $2, roughly like $1.97. So you're saving a little bit there. And the amount Olympus box is 8 mils for $81 a month. 8 15 ml bottles for $81.99. So let's do 10.99 times 8. That comes out to $87.92. This is your biggest savings of roughly $6, a little under $6. So you get a savings, but I would not. Subscription boxes from a single company with only 10 liquids. The first subscription you get for $81, you're getting 8 out of the 10 liquids, unless you want to tell them to get 2 of a certain bottle or something. And they're all 15 mils. There's no upping it to 30 mils. So I'm not sure the subscription box is the way to be. They do have a 30 ml bottle, and it appears that it is a glass bottle as well. But it also looks like it's very similar. The bottle they're showing on here is very similar to these bottles, so I'm not sure that it's actually that this is a picture of this bottle. But their 30 mils are $20, $19.99. So if we were going to do 19.99 times 4, which is half of that, if you were to get 30 ml bottles from them, it would be cheaper to buy a 30 ml, 4 30 ml bottles than get the 8 15 ml bottle subscription. So, like I said, their subscription is something that needs to be thought through. I sat down and I thought about it. I kept thinking about it, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure that would be the way to be, but it's okay. They do have samples, which I think a lot of companies should jump on pace with this. Samples are the way to be. If I'm trying a new liquid and I don't see too many reviews out there, samples is what I want. They have 2 sample packs. The EROS. It contains 5 sample bottles, each containing 5 mils of e-liquid. So you're getting 25 mils of e-liquid for $10. That's not bad. With 3 milligram nicotine. So you can't choose your nicotine, which with samples you kind of have to. I don't know a lot of juices like this, but I know some juices change with the amount of nicotine you put in them. So you can select the flavors, and the ERIS appears to be the same way. Yeah, it looks like they're both the exact same offer. The EROS is in plastic bottles. It looks like they copied and pasted. So, I don't know what the difference between the EROS and the ERIS pack are. The company itself has a little bit of thought to put into their presentation on their website. The website is very good. It does look nice. It is appealing, especially the descriptions. They put some thought into the descriptions, and they put backstories to them, which is really nice for some, as they're calling themselves, handcrafted e-liquids. Or premium e-liquids, rather. So premium e-liquids, they're usually a higher price, but they're a better product. As far as I can tell, these are clean. You can tell they're not made in like a home kitchen or anything like that, so I'm not going to knock them there. The nicotine was tested, and it came in with intolerance. I forget what they all are. I didn't write them down. But people knocking things down. I don't think you're getting what you pay for. The bottles are nice. The childproofing is nice. $10.99. it's not a bad price. It really isn't. But if you're going through a lot of liquid, you hit the 30 mils, $19. It's not bad. That's not bad. But they're trying to sell you a subscription box that really doesn't make sense for the lower end. Um, so it's a good company. The person I talked to from Pegasus Vape seemed very professional, very knowledgeable. Um, I'd like to say that I'd rather see a better price in an e-liquid for purposes of constant use than having dripper bottles. That's just a personal opinion. The dropper bottles, I don't mind. This is the first set of dropper bottles I had from an e-liquid company that wasn't local, but it's a nice bottle. It's a nice presentation, but to me, the product isn't up to the presentation. They have a little bit further to go to make them an actual premium e-liquid, and I don't typically vape premium e-liquids because premium usually means more money, and I found some very good lower end priced e-liquids that are just standard e-liquids, no premium involved, and they're just as good. So again, enjoy the liquids that you like. Give these guys a shot. I would honestly ask them for samples. If I were a customer and I were going to this website, I'd probably be very turned off by the fact that you're just throwing numbers out there for a sample box. Again, 2 sample e-liquids charge $18 instead of $20, or 4 samples instead of $44 or $41 do 35 or 30. If that's not doable and that doesn't help the bottom line, I guess, then that's not doable. But I like to see a significant savings when I'm doing something in a bulk or on a regular basis. I'd rather not spend $41 a month versus 35. I know it's only a $6 difference, but even $38.99, it just sounds better with that 3 in there instead of a 4. And being $41.99, I believe it was, I wouldn't pull the trigger and do it. But then I also wouldn't pull the trigger on the $21.99 one for the price, because it just doesn't make sense. The price doesn't add up. And to me, $19.99 for 2 15 ml bottles on a regular basis, I'm going to be a regular customer, I'm not just a one-time buyer. To me, a little bit of throw a little bit at us as customers, and we'll throw back at you. So again, that's my review of Pegasus Vape. It's a really good juice. Price point, you guys have to decide for yourselves. Personally, I would not pay that kind of price for e-liquid. I might buy on occasions buy them because there are some in here that are really good. But again, that's entirely up to you guys. But I don't think I would spend that kind of money for the e-liquids. And seeing the site as it is, I just feel as though there was a poor planning involved in it. So again, it's Matt, Vape on a Budget. Matt the Rat here from Vaping Underground and ECF. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to give you guys my best honest reviews here. We're still looking for more subscriptions. We got one since the last video. The next video we are going to be doing one of 2 things. I'm not sure which yet. One, I'm thinking about doing the IPv4. I see a lot of reviews out there and people downing this for things like the door wobbling. Now, I've dropped this a number of times and there's very little wobble in it. I change the batteries all the time, although they last 3 to 4 days. So I'd like to do a review on that for the people who find that to be within their budget. And some people even find that to be out of their budget. But if you find that to be in your budget, for temperature control, it's not a bad price. There are other temperature control devices I'm looking at purchasing, trying to look for discounts and stuff. Or even one of these. This is an e-cig, an actual cig-alike. A lot of people I talk to, they're not into spending a fortune for something like this. They're not into something big like my IPV. The Clopper Mini, they're not too bad on because it is only $30 for the box, but then you have to buy batteries and chargers. So recommend a lot of people to something like this. It's a green smoke e-cig. Um, they're running a bunch of deals right now. If I ever find a deal, I kind of throw that at people who are new, give them kind of some options to try to get into it for fairly cheap or free. So we might do one of those two in the coming week. So like, subscribe. We're going to come at you with some more. I'm going to be doing some tutorials this week, maybe even. I'd like to do building tutorials and juice making tutorials for those of you who are more of a DIY, who like to customize your vape. A lot of these juices, and a lot of people, I guess, thought, no, you just got to deal with what the vendor gives you. If you like something from one juice, or you like two juices, but they're not exactly the greatest, you can mix and match a little bit. Going full on DIY is a little bit of a costly venture, but you can save yourself a lot of money by trying juices yourself, making them yourself, learn flavors. So again, guys, if we're not doing everything we can to help out current smokers get away from smoking, then we're not doing everything we can. I've been talking. I go and have a few drinks with friends after work one day a week. I talk to guys at work that smoke, and a lot of them are hell bent on being a smoker. You're not going to change my mind, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, fine. Just try this. And they try, and it's like, whoa. I thought I just wanted a tobacco flavor, but that's really good. It's like, yeah. And we're not saying that it's going to help you quit smoking. We're not saying that it's completely safe. We're saying it's a healthier option. And right now, I guess we have some scientific proof that it is healthier, but most of it is anecdotal. There's a guy out there that has chest X-rays from before and after he quit smoking, and he says that it's cleared up, and that's very good. But what I'm here to do is to give you guys a hand getting onto vaping and show you that it doesn't have to cost you a fortune. So, and I think I kind of jumped right into a bunch of liquids and some high-end tanks like the sub tank I did a review on. That was a little bit much. I shouldn't have done that. The sub tank's a little bit of a pricey item, not for somebody who vapes, but for somebody who's looking at smoking and trying to move over. I would turn and say that $60, $70, $80, that's a lot of money to be putting out. And if I'm going to put out that amount and I don't like it, what's going to happen? So that's what I'm here to do, is to give you guys best ways to keep it cheap and keep it going, and to keep your vaping habit cheaper than what smoking was, to still give you more of a benefit. So again, everybody, let's have a great vape, and you all have a great rest of your weekend.